So it looks like Sam Seder appeared on MSNBC once again. He's a contributor over on MSNBC. If you're not aware, he appears on Chris Hayes' show as well. Sometimes I believe he appears on other shows. One pretty major thing here is that he's on national news on mainstream media. And it literally has the Majority Report, the name of his show, on the side, which is pretty, that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty massive deal, in fact. So that's pretty crazy. Another thing before we get into this, what the hell is going on with Sam Seder's mustache? My dude is out here looking like Mario. That needs to be shaven, alright? Actually, I don't care, but I think it's just very funny. I know that a lot of people are divided on the stash though, and there's been a lot of quarantine stashes out here. I think David now has one too, that being David Dole. So everyone getting their stashes out. Not a big fan. But he went on MSNBC Chris Hayes' show across Zerlina Maxwell, and he really made some really good points that even I didn't really get to make. That I want to show you guys, and then we're going to talk about it. Go ahead and check this out.
Well, what I was also struck was by Charlamagne's follow-up, which is I want something material to bring back to my community. And Joe Biden had no answer for that. I mean, he said, I've authorized the Voting Rights Act. Well, I mean, let's be honest. Every single senator in 2006 or 7, I mean, except for maybe 4, and I'm including the vast majority of Republicans, also reauthorized the Voting Rights Act. That's not that should be a baseline, never mind for a Democratic senator, any senator for that matter. And so the fact that he couldn't respond with, well, I'm glad I know you want stuff for your community, and here's some of the ideas that I have to bring you some material benefits. So, I mean, I agree with Zerlina. I think we should have a vice president, a woman of color. But I would also like to see that vice president, woman of color, offer and bring to the ticket some plans and some proactive measures to bring material benefit to people. I mean, I think that's hugely important. And I think that's got overshadowed at the end of his question.
Two major points there from Sam. Really crucial points, okay? So the first one being, and this is a really important one, if you watch that full clip, right? At the end of that interview, when he's trying to explain why it shouldn't be difficult for Charlamagne to vote for Joe Biden, he says, oh, check out my record. I was the one who ushered in the Voting Rights Act, reauthorize it for 25 years. Like, okay, that's really a big deal. Like, that's supported by most people, as Sam there points out. And then, you know what he says? He goes, my record is second to none. And then, thirdly, he says that the NAACP has endorsed him, which apparently then NAACP doesn't give out any endorsements as an organization, I guess because they have a lot of different chapters of different places. But he made up a lie there, and it's like, that's not something that you did. That's an endorsement that you got from the NAACP. When I ask you what your record on black issues is, that doesn't mean what black people have endorsed you. That's not how that works, buddy. That's not how it works. You tell me what you have done, and then we'll see. Is your record really good on black people? So, we know that he worked together with Strom Thurmond, and, he said that he didn't want his kids to grow up in a racial jungle back in, I think it was like the 70s or something like that, or way back in the day. And then we know he also, he was literally the writer of that crime bill in the 90s, by the way. He was the architect of that. He was the author of that bill. But that last piece that Sam is saying there, which is basically that, just asking for a black vice president doesn't actually mean anything, the same way that Barack Obama, the first black president, didn't actually end up meaning anything legislatively speaking. I understand that, I'm sure it inspired people to, achieve or aspire for higher things, which is great. But the unfortunate truth is Barack Obama didn't help, black people in any serious way. We all saw the Flint disaster, which I don't know why more people don't talk about. But that is a very important point, and because Charlamagne's really coming at it from the position of, oh, we want you to pick a black female VP. Now, I believe Charlamagne had endorsed Kamala Harris, and so that's who he wants as VP. But Kamala Harris is no better on black issues than Joe Biden is. Maybe they're about the same, but she may be a little teensy bit better. But, she really did a lot of those jailings and such. So she's not actually any better, so I don't understand why that's your standard. just picking a black woman isn't the right way to go. And then the sheer arrogance of Joe Biden to basically be like, oh yeah, I just, how the black votes already got him, so I don't even need to do anything seriously. But Sam Seder going on MSNBC to drop some bombs